Izzy.
Hi.
You are very welcome to the Tavern.
Thank you for inviting me.
No, it's, I thought, because I've had different, come to the conversation about your running out for your passion about running, I just thought you would be an ideal person to have the conversation in the Tavern. And we were just briefly talking about your journey to mid-Wales.
Yeah.
Do you mind me asking where that all starts for you, Izzy? Where?
Yeah, so basically I grew up in a town called Crewe.
Yeah.
My dad was from this neck of the woods, Glaisbury, Three Cocks Way, big family of 9. He moved away with the railway, which took him to Crewe.
Yeah.
And I grew up there 18 years and left home at 18, where I met the father of my children. We moved to Liverpool.
Yeah.
And when my youngest was 2, we used to come back here for holidays to visit my parents who lived back in Newbridge then. And we decided that this would be a nicer place for the kids because we were going to have a second, to grow up.
Yeah.
So we made that move. When we first moved here, I moved just outside Builth. So where was it now? Railway Terrace, near the station.
Builth Road, yeah?
That's it, Builth Road. And I didn't drive. I came with no job. He went straight into a job. And I have to say, it took a while to settle in from city life back to town life.
That's my question. How do you these two people talk about urban and rural. What was that like for you?
Completely different. I thought, I'm not going to last here. I'm not going to last. I didn't drive. I felt a little bit alienated and I didn't know anyone.
Yeah.
So I made it my thing to join a mother and baby group.
Yeah.
And from there I started building friends and then got a job in it might have been the Heart next door so many years ago, and just got to know people. Then Olivia obviously went to school and it built up that way, and best thing I ever did. Had the second child.
So that transition, because you
and I learned to drive.
And you learned, that's a big thing.
You've got to drive around here.
Yeah, you have indeed.
Learned to drive so I could get out and about, and completely different. And I still class Liverpool as home. Yeah. And I go back to visit people, but I can't wait to come back.
I can't wait to come back for the country life, And is mid-Wales, is there something particular that you love about it?
It's just the quietness, the beautifulness of it. It's safe, it feels safe.
Yeah.
I just think like Olivia's school would have been on a high street, I would have had to take her to school no matter what. You're crossing dual carriageways to get to school, everything's just so different. I like the city, but I just didn't want to just bring the children up here. This was a lot, I could, open my front door, she's playing in a field. It was just nice.
And there's that lifestyle change. And has that helped with your own well-being?
Outside, getting outside. I didn't have my love for outside till much later. Splitting up with her father and everything, and then I actually moved into town then, and decided to get fit. Which my road to the running side of it would have been about 6 years ago, and I decided when I reached 40, I wanted to run for charity, and Diane Thomas did the Here to Help.
That's right. How did that running thing? Have you always liked that?
No, I was never fit. I wanted to lose weight. We used to live at Hospital Road. Gary would have to pick me up from the jewellers where I worked and drive me home. I would not walk anywhere.
Oh, right.
I wouldn't do anything.
And we'll come to the mammoth task you're going to be doing.
See me running. I used to go to the gym, Mel Graham's classes, and she'd say I'd be at the back, the one pulling faces, because I hated exercise. I hated the word exercise. I didn't want to go out and do it.
So from what you're doing now, can you believe that you've made that transition?
Sometimes I can't see. I wish I'd started earlier when I see how good it is and how I feel better for it. I can't believe that's the old Izzy, no.
So in terms of, we're touching on the running now, because it's what started our conversation. I brought you to the Tavern today. How much we know the success of Builth and District Running Club? How much, is that a great support for you within running?
Definitely.
They look a wonderful group, and I know a lot of them very well.
I call them my running family. I have met most of my friends through the running. So I would have started with the club maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. Because I didn't join initially, and then I thought, no, I'm going to join. That's my problem. I'm a little bit shy, and I think, no, I'm going to join and make some more friends. And it was just one little group then. So they've evolved over 5 years because they're massive now. But I just got involved that way. Then I obviously wanted to run a half marathon, so they just helped with their little groups, trying to get you fast.
I know it's all very structured, how they support people into the groups and stuff.
They're very supportive of everyone.
It's a wonderful sporting group, and we're very lucky in Builth to have it. And
such a small town. And this weekend alone, we've just done Man v Horse on a Saturday. We've entered the Welsh relay, Castles relay. First time Builth's ever been in it.
Yeah.
up there with the high best runners
I
ever.
know.
They got,
It's,
you know, and
it's a wonderful club.
Yeah.
And
our little town is on the
as you
map,
say, a
isn't
running
it?
club family for people who want to enjoy that leisure time, doing it leisure or competitive. When you started out with it, right, here's the question. We'll come to your big mammoth thing you're going to be doing soon. What did you have in your mind? Yes, I'm going to do a half marathon, a 10K, or am I going to what did you have in your mind you wanted to do?
First ever started it, somebody came into the jewellers and said, oh, I've seen you running, because I'd only run at night. I didn't want no one to see me. And he said, why don't you enter a raid of 5 miles, which there was at the time.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, 5 miles is nothing, I'll have a go at that. I think I came second to last.
Well,
Gary came with me, and I was like, oh, God, it's not as easy as it looks.
Yeah.
And I thought, right, well, I'm going to try and train. I'm going to be 40. I've never done anything for charity before. I need to do something for charity. And I was thinking, and I heard about Diane's Here to Help, and I thought, well, I would like to raise money for that. So my first official race was Cardiff Half. And that was my first ever thing I raised for charity. I think I did over £1,000 for them, and I was super chuffed. It kept me going.
Yeah, got you into routine for training.
Yeah, got me into routine. Lovely couple as well, and went round to the house and stuff, and they talked. But I never met Rhiannon, never ever met her, but the story touched me, and I just knew that I wanted to do something locally. And that same charity has helped the family that I'm raising money for as well.
Yeah, they're wonderful, and we'll come to that now.
Yeah,
but I mean, with your training, then obviously you go back to Builth Wells, the district running club. They were obviously a great support with your training, giving you ideas of training tips.
So obviously they only met the once then on a Wednesday back in the day. So because you've joined this club, it made me feel like I had to go anyway. It got me out the door.
Yeah.
Because I am quite shy, and believe it or not, I held back, and I need that little bit of push. So I thought every Wednesday I'm going to go. They were just one group then, and it was lovely. Expanded. They've obviously got a good coach there as well, Bob, who helped me tremendously last year, because I started the ultra running last year, and he would do a plan for me free of charge. He's part of the club, and he was superb. And then the other people as well, the other runners I run with, all doing their own races. You all give each other tips.
So that part of it just helped you so much when you came to
all behind the scenes. So much goes on behind the scenes. You can ask anyone for help. Everyone's quite supportive of everyone's challenges. You don't have to be fast to be a runner.
No.
See, I'm with the running
The tortoise and the...
Yeah, exactly. As long as you're getting
tortoise
out there.
and the... Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, I love it. And with the running club now, I tend to take the 5K group, which are like the beginners, the starters. I love helping people who think they can't do it. And you can, everyone can run.
So it leads me down.
And they'd be surprised, they go, I need to walk, Izzy. And I go, just walk. Even the best runners walk. If you need to walk. If you've got 6 miles and you've walked half of it, who cares?
Well, it's supposed to be the conversation, at least when I heard of this 100 miles. Is that right? It's multi...
It was 102, but the map went out last night and it's back to 100.
100 miles, what's it called? Ultramarathon, is it ultra? How did you get into that type of running, Izzy?
Because with the running club, I say again, 5Ks and 10Ks, I started with them and they hurt. They hurt me, and I was like, no, that's really bad. So that's how I then thought, I'm a bit long.
I'm laughing, it did hurt you, did you?
It hurts my lungs, and when I'm finished, I'm just like, I'm never doing it again. And I then thought, I'll do a little bit of long distance. I'd say I'm not built for speed, but I'm built to carry on.
To keep going.
Also falling in love with the trails through living around here. So I prefer the trails, so it got me into that. So last year, I decided that I was going to enter and do my first ultras, and there was a company that did what you call the Grand Slam. So it was 6 ultramarathons within 6 months, ranging from 3:30s, 2:40s and a 50. So I thought, well, I'll sign up for that, which the running club helped me with, and Bob did me a plan, and I head down, I thought, right, I'm going to do it. I took a year out before that to just enjoy running and do some long distance, but with no racing and just getting a feel for it. And then last year it was competitive, and I really enjoyed it. And I thought, I'd love to do 100 and just see what it's like. Bearing in mind, after I've done my 50s, I'm thinking I could never do another 50 on top of that. But you've got to change your mindset.
You've got to change your mindset.
Your training and your mindset.
That training of being at 50 now, I'm sure, will help you when
I hope so. Because like the trainer Bob, he would say you need to run slower. And I'm not fast, but he literally would give me a plan, and it would be, I don't know, 12-minute mile, and I'm a 10-minute miler, and I think, gosh, 2 minutes is nearly walking. But it's not. You just got to get it in your head, and you can keep going. So everything he said was true, and he gave me all these prediction times I'd finish, and I kept to his plan last year, and he was spot on with everything. So I've sort of used his plan again for this year. But yeah, I finished it, and I thought, I wish this company would do 100. They do a 200. And then September last year, there it was. He advertised this big 100 miles.
So what date is it?
13 days' time, June the 22nd.
June the 22nd. Now, I know it's tricky to talk about the charity that you're doing it for. Could you tell me a bit about the charity?
I can. So we've all got that friend at work that we love working with. My friend at work, her name was Rose, and she used to come into work and tell me all about her daughter's children. Her daughter would come into work, really nice family, farming community from Cray. Really, really nice. And then would have been locked down 2020. Rose was furloughed and then she didn't come back, and it turned out that the grandson Ivan, who would have been about 10 at the time, was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma. So she took some time off then whilst he had his treatment, and he had the all clear. Brilliant news, everyone was happy. And then a couple of years later, it came back in about 5 different places. He was complaining about his eye, and it was the eye, spine, I think it was his hips. Again, we all thought this is really bad. But Ivan recovered, had the all clear again. We were all so happy. Rose came back to work again. So it would have been September last year now. I went on holiday. And you know, when you're coming back, and I was happy because I was going to be working with Rose. She's just my friend that I like to work with. And she wasn't in. Well, we talk all the time. And I thought, well, she's not messaged me. I hope everything's okay. And I just knew something bad had happened. So I dropped her a line, is everything okay? And she said, Izzy, it's the worst news ever. Ivan's cancer's come back and there's nothing they can do. And it was literally about 2 weeks after I'd signed up for this. And I remember at the time thinking I could run for Ivy and I could do a Just Giving page for him. It would go to the family. They could have, you know, memories, make memories. So she spoke to them and they didn't want it. Any money I raised, they wanted to go to the bone charity. They didn't want nothing themselves. They all wanted to go to the charity because it needs funding, it needs money, it needs, you know.
Desperate for the research.
Yeah, he's not the first child I know with this Ewing sarcoma either, and it's just horrible. I was in denial thinking he's going to get better because he was thriving as well. While, you know, when they've given this diagnosis. And
the recovery that he'd had before.
You know, I thought he was going to get better. And from September onwards, he'd have good days. Rose took time off because his family's got 2 brothers and a sister, farming community, so she took the time off to be with them. And I've always stayed in touch. We've met up. And she'd say, no, he's doing really well. And I'd be like, thank God, I've got this run coming up. I want him to be happy and good and strong. And 2 weeks ago, unfortunately, Ivan lost his life.
That's the way.
End of May, and went down. And now I'm raising money, and I want to raise as much as I can.
So in terms, it's lots of people say this when they do stuff. It's that driving. You talk about the fire to keep you going.
When I'm moaning at my 80, I'm just going to think what they've gone through. And just keep going. And I hope Gary will go, keep going, you know.
We'll all be encouraging you, as you know that. And so the charity itself,
it's Ewing sarcoma, but they come under the bone cancer charity. So every money raised now will go to that. So Ewing sarcoma is like a cancer mostly seen in youngsters, up to the age of 21. Diane Thomas's daughter had it. It can at any age, and normally that child will just have an accident. You won't even know you've got it. You'll have an accident. I think Ivan had a new bike for Christmas. He was moaning about back pain, and they thought nothing of it until he carried on moaning. And they took him to the doctors. Took a few weeks before they got answers because no one even looks at it like that. And
so raising money for this charity is vital to that research. They can intervene and help at any point.
They need all the money they can. So I want to raise as much as I can.
You will, is it? And I know with the Just Giving pages, it's up and running.
Yeah, it's up and running.
I have seen there've been some lovely messages of support on there.
And I have had the most brilliant support from this town. I have had local businesses get behind.
Isn't it great? We talk about where we live at the beginning of the conversation. I often say this. It's just, I feel privileged for living here.
I'll never forget it.
People just want to help you.
I've had a quiz night at the Heart. No, not the Heart. The quiz night at
the Lamb.
The Lamb.
Yes,
they did a quiz night for me. The Trout and Beulah did a music quiz, which I went to. Hardest music quiz in my life. I think I came second to last, and I'm normally good at music. Then I had the darts. Did a dart competition. Many people even donated their winning prizes. And
that helps you talk about your training when you have all that. There's so many people want you. And you will succeed.
Heather and Dave from the Trout, I have never met them. I've never been into their pub before, which I feel terribly bad, contacted me, and they were like, I'd like to use your charity as our charity of the year. We'll do a quiz night and anything that we raise. And I was blown away. I've got one more fundraiser to do through the Builth Running Club, so that'll be June the 20th, because you know I love my trig points.
Yeah.
So it had to have a trig point in it. So we're doing a summer solstice run.
Nice.
On the Thursday night.
Will that be advertised on the Builth?
Yeah, I will set it all up. So I'm going to do sponsored. Friends that don't run can come. It'll be walkers, runners, starting and finishing at the Lamb. I will get cake donated from the old railway line where I work. And there'll be a raffle, which Gary and I will sponsor a lot.
And obviously there was a wonderful write-up in the County Times.
Yeah, lovely.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah, lovely. Matthew Jones. I brought the paper this morning, seen my face in it. Yeah, no, it was a lovely write-up, and his wording was perfect as well.
Well, Izzy, thank you so much for coming to the Tavern, and I hope this helps raise that bit more and raise the awareness. And I wish you all the very best in that moment. Please, can you do me a little favour? Yeah. Can you send little bits of blogs through
definitely.
Keep people updated?
Yeah, definitely. I am tracked apparently, so I will tell people my tracking number, and they can send me messages to keep my arse moving.
Because I know people will be really, really interested in.
I need to survive this. I keep saying to myself, I need to do it. So
you will do it.
I'll get this tracker sorted, and people can just message me.
It's a wonderful charity you're doing it for, and the drive and your enthusiasm and commitment to a sport that you love.
Yeah.
We'll see you through. You'll be there.
Thank you very much.
And when you catch up with me again, tell me all about it.
Yeah, definitely, I will.
Thank you.
If I survive it.
Yeah.
If I'm still allowed to tell the tale.
Of course you will. Izzy, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.